Hey everyone, welcome back to the Right Media Group Chronicles, where we sit down with founders turning creativity into measurable business growth. Today's guest is Jean Loya, founder of Limitless Elements, a full service creative agency based in Houston that blends storytelling with data to help brands grow with purpose. Today, we'll explore how Jean transitioned from corporate media into agency ownership, how creativity and analytics can coexist, and what it takes to thrive in Houston's competitive marketing scene. Jean, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is an honor to be speaking with you and having this opportunity to talk about Houston and my agency as well.
So, would you mind to start off with your story? How did Limitless Elements begin?
Well, Limitless Elements, I'll have to take you back a little bit in my background. I graduated in 2015 and my partner moved to Houston, worked and was working with NASA. So I moved here. Yeah, I moved here and I was looking for a job in sales. I saw my sister doing that. She worked in media sales. And so I said, I want to do the same thing. I see how much fun you're having. Like you get to learn all these new businesses and you get to hang out with people. Like it was so much fun to see her do that, sorry. And we ended up, I moved to Houston, trying to get a job here. And Houston's pretty hard. It's the fourth largest market, and so it was very hard to get in and understand like how to get networking skills. And I even applied to be a janitor at one point. I was like, I just need to get in the door, and did not have the opportunity here in Houston my first year. So I moved to Dallas and started working with a national sales rep there as a coordinator. Later moved back to Houston and started working with Comcast. And so then from there, I learned a lot from the opposite end of the rep side, where I was actually, we were the client to the rep. So it was really fun and interesting. And then that's when I started learning a little bit about local business with the AEs that I was working with. So really exciting time. And then I got the opportunity to be an account executive at Telemundo in San Antonio. Learned a little bit there. I say it was a blessing in disguise because COVID happened. And so I'd have to reach high numbers. And it was my first year in sales. And so I got to really learn a lot from that and really like dig in where managers had time to really put a good plan for me and build me out in a good way. I moved back to Houston after that, and I was working at CW39 here in Houston. And I met my business partner, Lexi Culver. Her and I were put in the room in the back, not because we were bad kids, but it was just we were the top sellers at that point. So they said, you guys can sit in the back, have your own office. So her and I sat in the back, and that's literally when we started like talking about it. It kind of like became something like we want to have an agency. We are
Really?
tired of seeing, businesses just have we're just selling to businesses a small portion of what marketing can be. And we wanted to give them everything.
Mm.
We wanted to make sure that we created a partnership for all of it. So we left CW39 and we worked at an agency for about a year. And then there we kind of started building more and more knowledge of what an agency does. So then we decided on our own to go together and start building Limitless Elements. We definitely love working with all businesses. It's so much fun to like have them turn into friends, these partners, and you can call them and they'll call you on the weekend just to see how you're doing, or do you want to get some breakfast, or do you want to go for a walk, things like that. It's just so nice to have that partnership with them when they really can see the results that we're driving for them.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you and your business partner is her name Lexi? Did you say?
Yes, her name is Lexi.
Okay, I see. So both of you started the agency together.
Correct, yes. Both of us started together, and honestly, we bring a variety, we balance each other out. I do a lot of the business development and account management, keeping the business moving, where she helps with a lot of the creative side, but we both put together our knowledge together to come up with really successful campaigns.
I feel like that's a great partnership there
Yeah,
because let's be honest, if you start an agency on your own, you just have to wear so many hats yourself,
correct.
right? But you can balance it out between yourself and Lexi. So it seems like a great partnership.
Yes, there's so many things like, learning QuickBooks is one thing, but then you're also having to put a campaign together and the other end. So it's kind of like How do you balance that out as one person? We have two people to really understand. You go learn QuickBooks. I'm going to work on this campaign. Once we finish both, let's come back together and talk about
Yeah.
what what we're doing right now. So it's honestly, it's a success for both of us.
So when you say you look after business development, is that growing the agents? You mentioned sales in our previous chat and something that you're
Yeah.
very passionate about. Does that include sales as well and getting clients on board?
Yeah, so I don't like to consider it like sales anymore because I like to consider it like networking, you know? Most of the time, what I'm doing is trying to understand what business owners are needing and then understanding if it's a right partnership for us. I have that opportunity to be now like, well, maybe you're just too, that's not what we can help you with, or that's too much of what you need. Maybe you need to work with this other agency. Here in Houston, we have a great media community. And for us, it's like we will shift business to business. We'll say, hey, I can't do this, but my friend at this other agency can help you. We're very family oriented here in Houston with our agencies. We get together, we're friends, we have that tight bond here, whereas other markets don't really, you won't see that in anywhere else. So we
They see it
really
as
cherish each other's.
competition, right? Rather than
Yes,
seeing that
correct.
there's a potential for partnership. You can refer some clients and they can refer some clients to you.
Everybody does, there's so much to do in marketing. It's not just media
Ooh,
buying, digital buying. Like there's so much here, there can be PR in there. There can be, just consulting. There can be the branding aspect to it. There's so much to be done that you can't fulfill every portion of marketing. So to have these partners in Houston that we can count on as peers and say, this person at this other agency does really good work, but when you're done, like we can come back and maybe see where we can help each other. Because I know that's going to be the question after that.
marketing agency space is so huge. When I got into it, obviously we interview marketing agencies and we have a chat with them, we connect, network together. And it's like I've spoken to somebody who's influencer marketing, PR, like you said, branding, SEO, paid advertising. And there's just so many out there. And I've just like touched the tip of the iceberg.
Correct. Yeah, there's so much out there. And you can't, what I learned from our previous agency experience is that you can't fulfill everybody's need. You have to stay close to what you know, because at the end of the day, you know that you can deliver results with what you're doing. If you can't, you're just satisfying somebody's need. And that also is a cost to you. So it also becomes too much. And then you're really trying to catch up to the speed of knowledge of, hey, I don't know, I'm trying to put a podcast together. And you say, yes, I can do that for you. But now you're having to learn it quickly and not really being able to say, oh, we successfully have launched a podcast prior to this. Here's the podcast. Here's some results. You can't do that within such a short time.
Yeah. Can I drop some gold into what you're
Yeah.
saying as well?
Yeah,
If you're going to try to please everyone, you're going to please no one, right?
correct. Yes,
And
that's
some
correct.
agencies learned it the hard way, some the easy way. Which one was
Yep.
it for you?
I think I learned it the hard way, the hard way in our past agency experience. That was really hard. And I think that's why I left because I knew that if they wanted to keep doing that, we weren't going to be able to ever catch up. And I don't like telling somebody, yes, we can deliver when we can't
Mm,
deliver because all
yeah.
they're going to do is ruin the reputation of yourself. But then that person who was your client is not going to refer you to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. That's how we work. And I think that's been our most success is seeing that, people see how we can work with them. And then they're like, guess what, my friend, he's got a business and they need help with, with SEO. Do you guys do that? Like, is that something you can help with? Oh, yeah, we can help you with that. But if we can't, I'm sorry, I don't help you with that, but
Yeah.
we can help you. This other person I have is really good. They can help you day and night with this.
Okay, well, touching point on there being so many services, what exactly do you specialize in your agency and what do you tend to refer to partnerships?
So digital marketing, we've worked really well with. I've built my team out to be really developed in all of that. We continue to learn. There's failures on some things, and we continue to learn on those failures. But also being transparent with the client and saying, "Hey, this wasn't successful, but at the end of the day, here's how we're going to make it up to you. I'm going to give you 1 month. of not, don't worry about paying for this month because it didn't work. Traditional media, we have a great team of excellent people who stayed connected with our partners and are understanding what the market is doing, looking at impressions, reading the Nielsen ratings, ComScore ratings, all of that. We continue to look at that. The other portion we do is consulting. I think at the end of the day, consulting should be on top of everybody's mind as a business owner because you want your clients to be educated. I always want them to know what we're doing because if they understand what we're doing, it's kind of like I get it. I know how long it'll take you to put this together. I'm okay with you missing the deadline. If you're educating them on the way, they will understand. So that part as well.
Do you
I
mean
think
coaching them whilst they are your client?
I coach them, consult them and coach them at the same time because you want them to feel a little bit like a part of the team. No
Yeah.
matter what, I think the most success we've had with our clients right now is when they get involved. They're like sending me, "Hey, can we use this audio?" Or, "I like the way this looks. Can we do the same thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we can use this as a starting point." So that's the involvement I like because now they're seeing things differently than just sells. It's more of telling their story, their brand, everything that they want to put out there because at the end of the day, it's their brand, not mine.
Yeah.
It's theirs.
Of
So
course,
I
yeah,
love that when they
yeah.
get involved. They all get involved, and it's exciting to see that because now they're learning and they fully are like, what else can we do? Like, how much further can I push the limit? And I love seeing that from them.
Yeah, that kind of fire that they wanna grow the agency, and for them to also sit at the table, not just, "This is my business, here you go." Right? You need their
Correct.
input, as much as possible because they know their client, their consumer, what who they're trying to target. Here to amplify the message, but you still need to understand what's the value behind that message, what you're trying to say here. What is
Correct.
your brand all about?
That's exactly what it means, yeah, and at the end of the day, you can't just give them an invoice. I mean, if
Uh,
I went to a restaurant and I got an invoice and I'm getting the receipt and I'm like, "Well, I don't even know what I ate." I mean, I wanna
mm,
know, right? Like, it's kinda that way, so I tell them, "Okay, you're paying this, and this is what we're doing." You have to break it down. It's new to them. They may be a lawyer, they may be
yeah.
a doctor, they may be a dentist, but they still don't know our field. So they do the same thing with their clients, so we have to do the same thing with them.
Do you often find that clients want to learn, or have you had very busy clients also who are like, I'll leave it up to you, Jean. I know what you're doing. Like I know I can trust what you're doing.
I so those clients, I honestly will say they're not for this agency, and not to be rude, but I just don't think that for us, it won't create a partnership together. So honestly, I'm doing something that I think is beautiful and amazing, but at the end of the day, they just are not satisfied. So what's going to happen? I'm going
Oh,
to have a
same.
turnover, and that's not what I'm in the business for. I'm here for a long distance relationship with them. And so for
I
me,
love
I
that.
definitely think that creating that bond and making sure that they're involved is gonna make that long distance relationship go forever, for years and years to come. And so I think that's what I see mostly is like, if you're not gonna be participating, we're never gonna make anything happen. You're not gonna be satisfied.
And what is the current retention rate you would say you have? Because you seem very selective about who you onboard, because you do want that partnership there, not just another service provider, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. So we've only lost one client from about a year now. And
Wow.
that's
Congrats.
that's
Oh, well,
I
not
mean, yeah.
congrats, but that's really good from, the numbers out there.
Correct, yeah, and we started with 2 clients. One was a gym, and they
Oof, love
honestly
it, Jim.
were yeah, it was so much fun because they were friends and they trusted us, and I said, "We're gonna go in this, like, let's just get our feet wet. There's something we have to do," and they were doing a lot of social ads, and they didn't know why it wasn't delivering. So my business partner, Lexi, and I went in and we looked at their analytics, and this is why we look at analytics to see what's driving. We looked at what they were targeting and what was happening. They were targeting people who were going to do 5Ks, who were already lifting weights, things like that. And I said, no, we've got to turn this around. And so immediately when we turned it around, we looked at like people who love enjoying going out to eat, people who play video games. Um, those were the people that we targeted, and it just went so much further.
That's
They saw their
because
numbers
I think
increase.
just to understand, I think the people who are already doing the 5Ks already probably working out, right?
They're already
That
at a gym. Yep.
but you focus on that untouched market.
We flipped it on them, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Wow, what happened here? Like, what were we doing so wrong?" And I said, "Also, the creative has to change. Like, we can't have, sometimes it looks like if you have this person with a six pack on there, that's not going to influence somebody like me. I don't have a six pack, so I'm not going to be influenced to go there because I feel like this gym is just people
I
who
see.
all have six packs, and you have to look at the opposite end of like gyms are a scary thing to come to. Like
Yeah.
we don't like it, right? We feel embarrassed when there's a guy lifting like all this weight, right? And we're over here just on the treadmill. So we have to make sure that everybody's welcomed. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what we did. And then they saw the results turn around. So we saw
Yeah.
that was really exciting to see as a first client. It was exciting. It was something so small, but yet
But
it
it
made a
completely
difference.
changes the whole
Yes,
perspective and like and it's like very important and that's why in regarding to niche now which we'll touch point on in a minute it's like even agency owners out there that are not niche down. I don't know how it works specifically for you, but you're so general in your messaging. So when a potential client goes to your website, they don't feel like they're being spoken to. But the more niche down you are, the more understand your IC, the more you can tailor your messaging, your ads that are directly speaking to your consumer.
that's correct. Yeah, you wanna talk to what I tell everybody is you're building your brand, so make sure this is coming out of you, like,
Mm,
showcase it. Do
yeah.
like, feel, like, all of the emotions on it, and I always tell everybody we just did a logo revamp for a client, a small business client. I found them at a farmer's market and
Mm.
we started talking and figuring things out. They are a small business. When I say small, that's their business right now. They're about to start building, they want to keep building on what they're doing. It's a t-shirt, customized t-shirt design company, and they want to keep building on that. So we're rebuilding their logo. We've gone through multiple rounds and I said, "Hey, like take it over the weekend. Talk to your friends. Showcase it at like one of your farmers market events. Say which logo do you like? Like, just be excited to show this. And we took time with it. And now we've reached the logo decision and they're very happy with it. Now we're going on to a website. So they are like those are the things that I keep saying. Yeah.
So marketing's vastly changing. As you might know, you've been in the industry for a while. What Let's not talk about AI, but what have you seen change the most, leaving AI on a log burner for now?
I think what we're seeing is that a lot of businesses don't really wanna see traditional media because they assume that that's where they have to go right away, right? And they're like, "Well, what about SEO? And what about social media? And what about, OTT? I keep on hearing about these things." And I'm like, "Yeah, we can do all of that." And that's definitely a better way of saving their money than going to these higher elevations of traditional media. I do believe traditional media works, don't get me wrong, but I mean, sometimes the budget doesn't fit. So it's about understanding where the budget fits and start them somewhere. And I think a lot of the digital components can really work. We've seen social media do its great job. As long as you're putting the right message and the right campaigns together, you'll see the results from social media. What I have seen is a lot of business owners want to put like several content out every day on social media and they're just pushing content and it doesn't make sense. It's not
Mm.
making sense to the brand. Stay true to your brand and the quality of work will drive business to you. Don't put quantity over quality.
I know what you mean, yeah, and there's a lot of that's a lot out there, let's be honest, on
Yeah,
social media. Each agency owner's got a different approach to testing and whatnot, but like you say, you need to have a purpose behind that.
correct. Yes, always have a purpose.
So, what would you say to AI now? Because I don't know if you wanted to discuss that or not in regards to the
Yeah,
biggest change, because that's you can't miss it,
yeah,
can you?
yeah. I think that AI, what I want business owners to know is AI is a resource. don't use it as everything. I've been noticing that people use it for graphics and people want to use it for captions, which is fine, but put your own twist on it. Make sure if that's what you're going to put out there, don't use it all. I mean, it's a great resource, don't get me wrong. It can start a conversation for you even if you don't have anything, right? I just want to put this commercial together. How do I do it, right? Or can you write me this out? But don't take the first draft. Look at it, reread it, put your taste to it, put something about you, uh, and make sure that you're not just solely using that. Make sure you're consulting with people. You know, there's a ton of people on LinkedIn that you can reach out to. I'm always available for anybody. I have one client that's it's a magazine. They post on YouTube, and so she's always asking for input. I mean, that's all I give her is a little page, like, here's maybe what you should talk about, or maybe you should reach out to this person to talk to them. I think that agency owners can be the resources for a lot of people before they get to the ChatGPT and AI, all of this. I think it's very, make yourself open to these clients. And I think in the long run, we will see better results of people wanting to work with more agencies than just saying, I'll use AI for everything.
Absolutely. Using AI for your own business and agency, is there any particular tools that do help you become more efficient?
At the moment, we use AI to start generating, the start. Like, hey, give us what is, what's happening out there. Give us some statistics. That's always the best way to use it is
Perplexity is
look at.
quite good with facts.
Correct, yes, and then you can start building out campaigns that way, personal injury, we have one, and we look at the stats of like, "Hey, how did January perform in car crashes in Harris County?" Looking at that, is there an increase? Or he practices juvenile, he practiced criminal. What should we push next for this next campaign? Because that will drive when you're using that data, but you gotta make sure that the resource is correct because sometimes AI will give you the wrong source and you're sourcing something that is incorrect. So make sure it's coming from, notable sources.
So basically, it's really good for brains.
I would use it for your brainstorming campaigns. It's a start, and then once you get that, it should literally run off. Like you can start like, okay, now we have this. Let's start looking at that. One. Like it starts, you start moving the ball a little bit faster. Whereas before this, we had to do a lot of research. We had to Google everything. We had to come up
Can
with
you imagine?
words.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I remember still like when I was younger, we had encyclopedias, and so you had to use that too. So that's when we
Yeah.
were in like middle school. So, I mean, nowadays we have AI that can literally pinpoint you in the right direction to get you started on what you need.
So, if you could automate one major part of your business or a process in your business, what would it be?
Automate something.
Yeah, I mean, for example, there's onboarding processes or client communication is the one I'm like, you shouldn't automate that. Client communication is important.
Yes.
But anything in your process that takes a lot of time, you're like, yeah, I wish I could automate that one day. Maybe there's a tool out there.
Yeah. So we have contracts, that are months long or some are years long, right? Staying up to contracts is pretty hard because you got to make sure like, wait, did this contract end? Did that one not end? And I wish there was something that would like tell us like, hey, your contract's up, or just automatically send it out. You want to renew, things like that. There's not a software out there right now that can help you develop that.
Really? Isn't that like a CRM that helps you manage contracts as well?
There's so many of them, but that don't
Yeah.
include everything I need. That's the
Oh,
thing, and so
I
I
see.
end up having, like, so many of them that I'm
Yeah.
logging in one here, one there. I just talked to Reich, it's a CRM system as well. They do have the communication, they do have internal, external, where they can, approve the client if you send them a graphic, "Can you approve this?" Approve, or they can give you notes. There's other options out there. We use Asana right now to kinda build this
Mm.
out. This is the If anybody is starting an agency, I would say Asana's great. Like it does its work. You can have multiple things on there, but then you outgrow these things and it just keeps on, you have to look for the next system to help you grow out.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, that's a good one. Something that would remind the client automatically your contract's ending, it's time to renew.
Correct. It
Yeah,
reminds
that would be
everybody.
great.
I mean, I know a calendar would help, but I mean, at the end of the day, you want something that generates it immediately instead of going in there, punching in, doing all these
Yeah.
things. So it's kind
If
of hard.
you're a little bit curious about automation, that's something very passionate about. But I'm pretty sure, I haven't heard this one yet, but there are workflows out there that you can set up. And this is just, it depends on the trigger that you would need to have. It would basically need access to information. When do the contracts run out? When do the reminders need to be sent out? And it can be automated. These workflows are crazy. If you check
Yes.
out N8N and make.com, those ones are brilliant. They take a bit of time to understand, but you can do crazy things out there.
Oh, I will definitely check them out. I mean, we like I said, we're in a year now. We're a year old, and
Uh-huh.
we're noticing, as the year comes, I'm like, we're noticing like we're growing. We need
Yeah.
more. We need what are we looking for? My business partner and I just
Mhm.
had a meeting. Like, what do you want
Yeah,
from the system? What do I need
yeah.
from the system? What do we need all the systems to do? Right? So, yeah, we're noticing those things, and that's a good thing to see as a business grows.
Yeah, no, I love that, you seem very excited for this year to end on good terms. We'll touch point on what's your expectations for the next year, what's your kind of goals. What would you say is working really well for that growth you've had this past year?
So we work in phases. I think that that's the way it has been helpful. Most clients, like I say, they want to start off at the top. They want to be like, I want to be on TV tomorrow. And I'm like, hold off right here. Do you have a website? Do you have a logo? Where do you start? And they're like, well, I don't have a logo. I don't have my name anywhere. And I'm like, okay, so we gotta
Gotta go back
scale
to the
back.
basics.
You got to go back to the basics. Let's begin at the start. And so I think that's when we are being able to really grow them is understanding where they're at in the process of marketing. Because if you are just saying, let me give me $100,000 this month, I'm going to bring you all these clients. People have never seen you, they don't know your website, you don't have social media, you don't even have your Google My Business up to date. Like
Yeah.
there could be so much that's not done out there. So
Yeah.
we have to start from the beginning. And that's honestly where our clients like. And I say, okay, there's a couple changes on the website before we get started. Let's try this. Let's do this. I mean, it's even though it's already active and it may have been up for 3, 5 years, however long, there still needs to be update on the website. And I think that's what really has been successful for us is being very honest and open and transparent with them at the very beginning.
Of course, because you can't scale a broken system, right? There's going to be cracks throughout the process, and the people will slip through them, and they won't end up through the last funnel and becoming a consumer or client for that business. So you're absolutely right. You got to go back to the basic, making sure the foundation is strong.
Correct. Yes. Your foundation is where you're needed and then work your way up. And after time, some people don't. Then when we get to that point where I'm like, okay, you can start doing TV, radio, and billboards and publications and all this other stuff. They're like, "Well, wait, I don't wanna be there no more. I wanna stay at your 2nd, like, level." And I'm like, "That's fine. That's where you feel comfortable, you're seeing success, then let's stay there. We don't have to improve." Really leave it to the client, and that's why I say the client involvement is so important.
Who is it that you work with, and now who are your clients? What sort of industry or niche are they usually from?
So right now we're seeing a little bit of everything. We have an attorney we work with right now. We've been friends for a long time and he's super excited. We just are starting to do his radio campaign. So we're seeing, him and that's another person that started from the very beginning and now we're being able to say you can move up. Like that's and he's so
I see.
excited. Yeah, yeah. So it takes time. We see lawyers are a lot. We are working with dental right now. That's been really well with us. We have been insurance companies as well. That's been improving there for us. And also, we're about to start working with the hospital as well. So we are seeing everything and everything come at us. and we're very open to it. It's something that's so exciting. Restaurants are doing amazing. All categories right now, I feel like we will be open to hearing them, but at the end of the day, we're here to help everyone, and be a partner to them.
Where do the small mom and pop businesses stay? Do they have a space in your agency?
All of them are welcome. Like I said, we worked with the gym, who was a small gym. We've worked with this t-shirt custom design company. I truly do think that that's where everything starts. I mean, if they see that and they're growing, they're going to take you with you. Like that's what I've seen, and that's my passion is working with them. These companies are big, yes, but then there's also the small ones that we need to help too, because at the end of the day, they're just going to grow and they'll take you along the journey with them.
Especially if you help them to grow.
Correct. Yep. That's what it counts.
So we just touched point on what's working well in the agency. What would you say is not working so well or you have found to be a little bit frustrating?
I think what's frustrating right now is the climate we're in. Just understanding like, where the dollars are going to come from right now. And I think knowing that where we're at here is like a little bit time tough, but at the end of the day, we're going to get through it. And just making sure that you tell your clients, let's look at different strategies. Don't just look at the high end strategies, make a small strategy. Look at their budgets, stay close to the budget. And if you can, give them a little something extra. I always try to do that and say, hey, here's an extra boost we gave you on one of your posts. Something so simple and so small that we can do as business owners to help them grow and elevate the brand.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the current climate, especially in USA, is very fragile.
Yes, very.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No,
we'll
continue.
we'll get through it. I mean, like I say, I think that's the business cycle, right? We go up, we come down. It's always done that. It's just how we continue to put the client first.
And in regarding to metrics, what success metrics matter most for you?
Ooh, we look at everything. Like we are looking at everything, Google Analytics. We are, touching on their brand and Meta, looking at Meta ads, seeing where that's at.
More specifically for your agency. So what matters to you? Is it client retention? Is it how many clients you get in? How many clients you're currently working with?
I think with me, it's not about the number. It really is not. Retention is strong with us because we do want to satisfy our customers and our clients to make sure that they're, like I said, with us forever. So retention is definitely number one, but not having I don't want to be an agency of 100 clients and everybody's running crazy. I'd rather work with a small number and make sure that they're all being successful at the end of the day. But retention is priority to us. We make
Yeah.
sure that we give them a customer satisfaction at everything, and we're achieving those results with them.
And I think that's why you're so careful about who you onboard on as a client, right? And
Correct.
when you can have that collaboration.
Correct. Yep. Yep. That's correct. We have to make sure that they're ready for us and they're also prepared on their end, right? Because we can do all the marketing we can, but if the front desk is not open or answering the phones or the hours are not correct that are stated, then you're not going to have that number come in.
What current strategies work better for you and for your agency to bring in new clients? Is it like educational content, referrals? Obviously, you mentioned networking as well. Which streams are most positive right now?
Right now, referrals have been great. We've been really seeing the success. And like I said, that came from our clients. Hey, you should reach out to this person.
Mhm.
My friend here, there. So that's how that's been really successful for us. They see that. The other part is I love networking. So I am a part of an organization called Media Alliance of Houston. I was a past president of that. It is one of the biggest organizations here in media in Houston, and we are all peers of each other. And so we all come together. And that really has been a part of like networking skills that we've taken. And then you just grow into like there's so many more chambers here that you can join, and that's been a success for us. We're a part of the LGBTQ plus Chamber of Houston. We are also joined the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So we are part of everything trying to, and even at that, those three are a lot of networking. So it's like, where do we make a stand and when do we stop networking that much? Because networking can take a lot of your time, but then the referrals balance out the networking. And with the networking, I do
Yeah.
see a CEO like it's a longer run, right? Like you're running a marathon in that point,
Yeah,
basically.
I agree with you.
That takes a while because you see somebody at one meeting and then you're like, oh hey, I'm Jean Loya, nice to meet you. And then you continue to see that person, and then they're like, what do you do? Like after 4 months, they're like, what do you
And you've been
do? Like,
waiting for that question, right?
yeah, like what do you do? So that's been pretty nice for us, like that networking part. One thing that I've been doing a lot of on my own is just getting on Facebook. I know that we have LinkedIn. It's a great tool. It's a great tool to either get a job or just find out more insight about something that somebody is doing in their industry. But I feel like when it comes down to networking on LinkedIn, it's not been successful. You can reach out and say, hey, I own an agency. We'd love to chat with you. Here's how we can help you. They won't respond, which is totally fine, right? But I feel the most success I've gotten off of doing something like that is on Facebook. So Facebook now has the opportunity to show you your position title. So sometimes they'll put CEO of this roofing company, and I'll
Mhm.
immediately go and click add them, and I introduce myself and say, hey, like I know this is weird, but I'm just I'm a business owner as well. As business owners, I'd love to like help you grow, and here's what my agency can do for your roofing company. And a lot of the times I have a lot of feedback on that. They'll get back to me immediately, or a couple of weeks later they'll get back to me. The other part is joining like neighborhood groups that I'm a part of here in my neighborhood, and they post all day. They post
Yeah.
like, come visit me at my dentist company. We have um $59 dental cleanups, like something like that. And I'm like, there's a marketing technique. Like if it's the doctor posting it, they need help. So I reach out to the doctor immediately. So I think those have been the best way we've gotten a lot of this
Yeah, I love how you're
going.
utilizing your resources.
Yes. Utilize everything you can. But at the end of the day, I always take it back to like, who do I know as well? A lot of the times, clients, it's like my friend owns a business, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing for marketing? And then he's like, well, I did this, I did that, and I'm like, okay. And then that starts a conversation. A lot of people I went to college with are now marketing managers, or they're running the marketing department. So I reach out to them, hey, do you need help with anything? We went to college together. And so it just starts a conversation. And that's been successful for me as well. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would improve on your client acquisition system? I mean, you touch point on like networking and how much time that takes.
Yeah. I was going to say, I just need more time. That's it. I need
Just
more
need more
time in the
time.
day. Yeah. More
Yeah.
time in the day to get out there. Like I said, there's so much. I went to school for business, and I feel like you get the gist, a little bit of it, but you don't never get this is how you open your business. Here's what you need
Mhm,
for your business.
mhm.
So I'm constantly learning like you need this, you need insurance, you need, your QuickBooks is
Yeah.
incorrect. Like all these little things that come up that you're not so familiar with. And that's what takes a lot of time. But if I had just a couple more hours in the day to, you know, go see run out there and just stop at a business real quick and just say, "Hey, I'm Jean Loy. I'm a marketing agency.
Yeah,
Love to
and
chat with you."
you seem like you genuinely wanna build connections with them business owners because like you said, your whole partnership is that close cut being at the table. That's why networking for you is such a passion because 'cause you're just connecting with people and you're a very charismatic person, I have to say, just a
Thank
natural.
you. Yes, yeah. No, that's what really it comes down to. I think caring for them and knowing that their business is in good
Yeah.
hands, because right now, like I said, the climate is very different, that money is hard, and making sure that like we're not just taking your money. We're not. At the end of the day, we want to improve your business to make sure you are successful. And then the journey continues with us together.
So now, what is your goal for the next year for Limitless Elements for 2026?
So I just sat down and talked to my partner about this, and
Yeah.
I said, "There's got to be something where I'm not searching for clients. I don't want to search for them. I want
Mhm.
them. to know that
To
we
search you.
are well, we're a resource is what I want them to know. So I said, "What do we do different? Like, what can we do that's something that nobody's doing so we're gonna start next year. We're gonna start these small, little, intimate coffee connects, and just have business owners come, and I will have presenters there, and they can know how much our partnership with our community is, but also with the media industry to see that we are still continuing to learn. And maybe they don't have the budget right now. They don't have that money to put into everything that they want to do, but there's small things that they can go home and be like, Gene taught me how to fix my Google My Business profile. Start there, right? Like such a small thing that they can
Yeah.
do. The Google Analytics to your business, see what's coming in, understanding that. Those are small things that they can do or take from and grow on their own. So that's what I want them to do. And then down the road, when they are making these small little fixes, 4 months in, 5 months in, hey, I'm growing. Let me call Jean now and Lexi and see how they can help me because
Yeah,
now I have
because
money.
yeah, right. You took your advice. What are the small steps they can take in order to grow a little bit of that profit so that they can potentially invest and then have more growth?
And that's my whole goal is now I'm not searching for them. They're calling me because they know I'm that resource and I'm not just there to say ask you for money at the end of the day. You are coming to this to learn to help your business. So we're going to start those next year. That's a goal of ours, and definitely just keep on being the resources, giving them resources that we have to make them understand that we're here for their business.
I hope this next year is very successful for you, and I hope all of these community gatherings that you will have go great.
Yes, I'll have to keep you updated on them.
How are you planning to put awareness out there that this exists?
So I'm going to start small. Like I said, in my neighborhood, I'll just start there. It's something so small I can put on the Facebook neighborhood page. If 5 people show up, I would be
Yeah.
so proud. I'll be
Yeah.
like, or even 2 people. I mean, that's how it starts. That's what marketing is for, and just helping them, and that's what I wanna do at the end of the day. So I think that that's how we're gonna start, just small, and then hopefully grow it. But by the end of December, we'll see how many people I have and how many people are like, we've got at that point.
Yeah, it's like you say, you gotta learn how to walk before you can run.
I love that saying.
Thank you for making the time and sharing your perspective and your views how to grow an agency. If people wanted to connect with you, find out more about your services, where should they look?
Yeah, you can find us on you can just follow us on limitlesselements.com. My phone number is on there. My personal phone number is on there. You can go there and you can also send us a email at info@limitlesselements.com.
Awesome. Jane, thank you once again. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.